Pirates of the Mississippi. Pirates of the Mississippi were an American country music band founded in 1987 by Bill McCorvey lead vocals, Rich Alves lead guitar, Jimmy Lowe drums, Pat Severs steel guitar, and Dean Townson bass guitar. The group recorded for Capitol Records, Liberty Records, and Giant Records between 1990 and 1995, by which point Greg Trostle had replaced Pat Severs. They also charted 9 singles on the Billboard Hot Country Songs charts, the most successful being Feed Jake, which went to number 15 in 1991. After disbanding in 1996, both Alves and McCorvey went on to write songs for other artists. In 2000, the two reunited under the Pirates of the Mississippi name, releasing an additional album titled Heaven and a Dixie Night before disbanding again. History. Pirates of the Mississippi was formed in 1987 when Nashville session musicians Bill McCorvey lead vocals, Rich Alves lead guitar, Dean Townson bass guitar, Jimmy Lowe drums, and Pat Severs steel guitar started performing together. Originally, they identified themselves as the We Don't Want a Freaking Record Deal band, but upon witnessing a group of fans wearing clogs, the group changed its name to the Cloggers. The Cloggers began playing various clubs around Nashville. Eventually, they attracted the attention of an artists and repertoire and are at Universal Records, then a new record label owned by record producer Jimmy Bowen. Executives at the label disliked the band's name and suggested that they change it. The band then chose the name Pirates of the Mississippi because they thought that Lowe resembled a pirate. The band's debut album was finished by 1988, but its release was delayed until 1990 due to Universal being bought out by Capitol Records' Nashville division. In the meantime, Alves co-wrote the singles Time In by the Oak Ridge Boys and Southern Star by Alabama, the latter of which went to No. 1 on the Billboard Hot Country Songs charts in early 1990. He and McCorvey also co-wrote Karma Road for the group Trader Price, who were also signed to Capitol by way of the Universal merger on their 1990 debut album. Major label albums. In June 1990, the band released its self-titled debut album via Capitol. This album produced 4 chart singles on the Hot Country Songs charts. First was a cover of Hank Williams's Honky Tonk Blues, which the band took to number 26 on the country charts. Although Rollin' Home peaked outside the top 40, the album's third single, Feed Jake, became the band's biggest hit at number 15. The song, about a man who reminisces about a childhood friend, a dog named Jake, while discussing societal stereotypes towards homeless people and homosexuals, was interpreted by some fans as having a pro-gay theme. Speak of the Devil, the last single from Pirates of the Mississippi, also made the country top 40. Alves produced the album with James Stroud. In 1991, the band received the Top New Vocal Group Award from the Academy of Country Music. Brian Mansfield wrote in AllMusic that the album is a cross between Alabama country and Southern rock. Pirates of the Mississippi was certified gold by the Canadian Recording Industry Association, now known as Music Canada, in 1993. 1991's Walk the Plank, their second album for Capitol, was co-produced by Alves and Jimmy Bowen. It included 3 singles, Fighting for You, Till I'm Holding You Again, and Too Much, the last of which was written by Clark and Leroy Parnell. Respectively, these peaked at 41, 22, and 36 on the country charts. Between the band's first 2 albums, the members performed all instruments themselves, except for the synthesizer strings on Feed Jake and Fighting for You, which were performed by John Kelton, also the sound engineer on those albums. Mansfield said of this album that the Allman Brothers' Cops are more exciting than their Stone Country material, although that's certainly competent enough. The White Country Soul Till I'm Holding You Again, which tries to rock out when you're not looking, is probably the best of all. After a restructuring of Capitol Nashville, the band was transferred to Liberty Records, where they would release their third. Each album's title track was the only charting single from it, A Street Man Named Desire peaked at number 56 and Dream You at number 63, their last single to make the charts. By 1994, a compilation album entitled The Best of Pirates of the Mississippi was issued. This compilation included several tracks from their first 4 albums and newly recorded remixes. In 1995, the band signed to Warner Bros. Records subsidiary Giant Records, releasing the non-charting singles You Could Do Better and Sure Sign, which were to have been included on an album also titled Sure Sign. Also at this point, Pat Severs left the group and was replaced by Greg Trostle, who had previously played steel guitar on Lionel Cartwright's Chassin' the Sun. Later in 1995, the band released Paradise, its only physical album for Giant. By this point, Trostle had left the band as well, and several session musicians performed on the album, including guitarist Dan Huff, pianist Johnny Neal, and backing vocalists John Wesley Riles and Curtis Wright. David Malloy produced the album, collaborating with Stroud on 7 of the 10 tracks. Despite producing no chart singles, this album's title track would later be a top 40 hit for John Anderson that year, from an album which was also titled Paradise and produced by Stroud. Pirates of the Mississippi disbanded in 1996. After their last concert at the county fair in Isle of Wight County, Virginia. After the band broke up, meanwhile, Alves wrote album cuts for Chad Brock. Reunion and statuses of former members. In 2000, Rich Alves and Bill McCorvey decided to reunite as a duo, again assuming the name Pirates of the Mississippi. 3 years later, in 2003, original steel guitarist Pat Severs joined the house band on Nashville Star, a talent show which originally aired on the USA networks before transferring to NBC in 2008. Alves and McCorvey were signed to Cebu J Entertainment/Evergreen Records in 2006, releasing the album Heaven and a Dixie Night that year. McCorvey founded an acoustic trio called Buffalo Rome, with which he performed from 2005 to 2010 before retiring from music to open a liquor store in Brentwood, Tennessee. Original bass guitarist Dean Townson died of unknown causes on March 25, 2010, at the age of 50. Original drummer Jimmy Lowe returned to civilian life as a software engineer in 1996 and has also been a member of longtime Nashville band The Chessmen since 2012. Members: Rich Alves background vocals, guitars, keyboards 1987-1996, 2000-2007. Jimmy Lowe drums 1987-1996. Bill McCorvey lead vocals, guitars 1987-1996. 2000-2007. Pat Severs steel guitar 1987-1994. Dean Townson bass, guitar 1987-1996. Greg Trostle steel guitar 1994-1996. Discography. Albums. Singles. Music videos. References.